Have you ever imagined that one day, you will receive an email with the subject line, "Congratulations, you have been selected to join the first flight to Mars." You open the email with excitement, but then your mouth drops open when you see the ticket price, $100. What do you think? Is this just a dream for the super rich? Or will you be able to buy a ticket to leave Earth one day? Elon Musk once declared, "Mars is not just for billionaires, it is an opportunity for everyone who is brave enough." So how much is the ticket price really? Who can join this journey? And most importantly, do you dare to sell your house to buy a ticket to Mars? Let's explore the truth behind the ticket price to Mars and Elon Musk's bold vision in today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the latest news about technology. Space and billionaires. Is a ticket to Mars really out of reach? Have you ever thought about setting foot on another planet? Not in a sci-fi movie. But in reality, Elon Musk claims it is completely possible. The price that Musk mentioned ranges from $100 to $500. This number sounds huge. But compared to the history of space travel, this is a breakthrough. For comparison, a commercial flight out of the Earth's atmosphere by Blue Origin or Virgin Galactic costs about $250 minus $450. Only lasts a few minutes and does not take people to any other planet. Meanwhile, for that amount of money, you can own a one-way ticket to Mars, a journey that will completely change your life. Musk is not just selling tickets. He also promises that this price will gradually decrease over time. Musk's vision is to make Mars accessible to anyone, if they want it enough. He believes that one day, ticket prices will be so low that the average person will be able to sell their house, save up their belongings, and buy a ticket to emigrate to Mars, just as Europeans sailed to America in the last century. But the biggest question remains, why are tickets still so expensive? And is there a way to make them cheaper? Why are tickets to Mars so expensive? To understand why a ticket to Mars costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, we need to look at the actual cost of operating a spaceflight. One of the biggest factors affecting ticket prices is the cost of developing and operating Starship, the spacecraft SpaceX is building to make its Mars dream a reality. Starship is more than just a spacecraft, it's an entire launch system that's fully reusable. Just like a passenger plane. Typically, the cost of launching a spacecraft can range from $50 million to $500 million. But SpaceX wants to reduce this to around $10 million per launch. This is achieved by reusing the Starship multiple times, instead of throwing it away like traditional spacecraft. Using methane fuel, which can be synthesized directly on Mars from carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and subsurface ice. Reducing the number of operating personnel, thanks to automation technology. In addition, as more people buy tickets, the cost per passenger will decrease. Similar to the commercial airline industry, a flight with many passengers will be cheaper than a private flight. The most important thing Elon Musk and SpaceX are doing is not building a single ship, but setting up a system that can send thousands of people to Mars every year. As this system becomes complete, ticket prices will continue to drop sharply. But even if you get to Mars, there's still a big problem: how to survive and build a life there. Once you're on Mars, how to live. A ticket to Mars doesn't just cover the journey there, it's also a long-term commitment to survive in the most inhospitable environment humans have ever encountered. The first thing to address is energy. On Earth, electricity comes from a vast grid with many different sources. But on Mars, energy must be produced on-site. Musk plans to use giant solar panels to power air filtration systems, fuel production, and living quarters. However, during dust storms that last for weeks, small nuclear reactors will be an alternative to ensure a constant power supply. Water is the next issue. Mars doesn't have rivers or lakes like Earth, but subsurface ice can be mined. SpaceX is working on technology to mine ice and convert it into drinking water, and use electrolysis to extract oxygen from water, giving humans air to breathe. Food is also a challenge. It is impossible to transport food from Earth forever. So Musk proposes building closed greenhouses to grow crops right on Mars. By using carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, water from ice, and energy from the sun, humans can be self-sufficient in food. Finally, there is the issue of housing. On Mars, radiation from space is very strong, and temperatures can drop below -100 degrees Celsius at night. In the early stages, residents will live in reusable Starship modules. In the long term, Musk plans to use Martian materials to build protective domes or underground bases to protect against radiation and maintain stable temperatures. Clearly, life on Mars is not a luxury vacation. It's a real survival challenge, and only for those with the determination. But the most important question remains: Are you brave enough to be one of the first inhabitants of Mars? Who will be the first people to set foot on Mars? Not everyone with money can buy a ticket to Mars. Elon Musk has emphasized that this is not a luxury trip, but a challenging mission, only for those willing to face the risks and commit to the mission of building a new civilization. In the first phase, the pioneering crew will include engineers, scientists, doctors, and people with special skills for colonization. These people will have to take on jobs such as installing energy systems, building infrastructure, setting up research stations, and ensuring basic living conditions on Mars. They must be in good health, highly adaptable, and ready to live in harsh environments for many years. As living conditions gradually stabilize, Mars will open up to a more diverse community. Musk envisions a society full of professions like on Earth: teachers, artists, entrepreneurs, technicians, repairmen, chefs, and even journalists. His idea is not just to send people to Mars, but to build a civilization that can sustain itself without depending on Earth. However, not everyone is suitable for life on Mars. People with serious health problems, who cannot tolerate low pressure, high radiation, or long-term closed living conditions will have little chance of participating. Therefore, before thinking about buying a ticket, you need to ask yourself, do I have enough health, skills, and determination to become one of the first residents of Mars? Life and death challenges on Mars. Do you dare to face them? Living on Mars is not like settling in a strange city on Earth. You will have no natural air to breathe, no running water in rivers and lakes, no trees, and no diverse ecosystems to support life. One of the biggest challenges is cosmic radiation. Unlike Earth, Mars does not have a strong magnetic field to protect humans from radiation from the sun and space. Long-term exposure to this radiation can cause cancer, DNA damage, and many serious health problems. Solutions SpaceX is exploring include using domes made of radiation-resistant materials, or even living underground to reduce the risk. Then there is the issue of temperature. During the day, temperatures can reach 20 degrees Celsius, but at night they can drop below -100 degrees Celsius. This requires a heating system that is constantly running, which means a stable energy supply. Food is also an issue. In the early years, most of the food will have to be shipped from Earth, but in the long term, humans will have to grow their own food on Mars. Closed greenhouses will be used to grow crops, but because the sunlight is weaker than on Earth, crop yields may be affected, requiring high-tech solutions to enhance artificial lighting and control internal climate conditions. Most importantly, Mars is a completely isolated environment. If something goes wrong, from an oxygen supply failure to a starship malfunction, there will be no rescue team to come to your aid immediately. Each person on Mars will have to solve the problem for themselves, because even the smallest mistake could be fatal. Elon Musk has made it clear, living on Mars will not be easy. It is not a luxury trip. You will probably die, but if you survive, you will be part of history. So the question is, are you willing to trade the safety and comfort of Earth for a trip to Mars? Mars, a dream or the beginning of a new civilization? Many people ask, why go to Mars? Why not focus on solving the problems on Earth first? Elon Musk has a very clear answer. If humanity does not continue to explore, we will die out. Musk's goal is not to run away from Earth, but to expand the ability of humanity to survive in space. Earth has experienced many extinction disasters in the past, from asteroid impacts that wiped out the dinosaurs, to giant volcanic eruptions that can completely change the climate. A similar disaster can happen at any time. By building a civilization on Mars, Musk believes that humanity will no longer be limited to a single planet. We would become an interplanetary civilization, capable of surviving for millions of years, even if Earth were to experience a catastrophe. But beyond ensuring survival, Musk believes that Mars could become a new world, where humans would have a chance to start over. A Martian society would not be bound by Earth's old problems: war, inequality, pollution. Instead, it could be a more advanced civilization, with modern technology and a social system organized around more equitable and sustainable principles. The question is no longer whether humanity will go to Mars, but when. Elon Musk and SpaceX are making this dream come true step by step. They are not just building a ship, but building a new future for humanity. So what do you think? Are you willing to give up your familiar life on Earth to join this great mission? Do you dare to sell your house to buy a ticket to Mars and become a part of history? Leave your thoughts in the comments section. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to continue following interesting discoveries about technology, the universe, and billionaires who are changing the world.